Today. I don't know why. Can you hear me now? I hope so. It's Freedom Friday. You know what time it is. We're going to get into it. I hope you can see me. I hope you can hear me. We had some problems last week. I think it turned out to be an internet issue because some people who had different internet could see me well and hear me well. So I see a couple hearts, a couple thumbs up. So I hope that means you can hear me. Somebody holler at me in the chat and let me know where we are with this. You know how technology is. It don't want you to be great. Well, let's get into today. Hi. Yay, you can see hi. You guys, my daughter who's in Germany is on and my Yibby is on. I'm so excited. Listen, today might be a tough episode. Let me tell you why. This has just not been a good week. Okay. I have had a really rough week. And so, I was sitting at my desk, I was kind of brainstorming and I was talking with Hannah and just trying to figure out, where we were going with, and by we, I mean me, because she doesn't do this, but where today's episode, if you will. Hi, Anna. How today's episode would go. And I said, I don't even feel like doing this tomorrow. And she said to me, you can do anything you put your mind to. Okay. So when your kid makes you, hey, Myasia, when your kid makes you a whole superhero, good morning, Dr. V, then you got to figure out, what is happening today. So as you can see, no lipstick, no eyelashes. It's been a rough week. I've been better, but you know what? I've also been worse. But let me just get into what I want to talk about today. Let me be real clear. Some days are just not going to be sunshiny days. Some days are not going to be great. Y'all, sorry, allergies. Okay, let me clean my hands so y'all know. Okay, some days are not going to be great. Some days are going to be tough days, and in those tough days, I found out I still need to pay attention to what's happening. Right. So this morning I was thinking about one topic, which I'm probably going to do, but not today. Today I want to talk about some stuff I learned this week. I mean, would you allow me to just be me? Would you allow me to just be real? I mean, it is Freedom Friday, so can I be free? Can I just be free? Somebody say in the chat, it's Freedom Friday. Help me out this morning. I'm going to share 5 things that I learned this week. And I hope that they're things that maybe will help you, maybe at least one of them. I'm just going to share them. Let me be clear. I'm not venting, I'm sharing. But you know what? Sometimes you need to vent. So I'm going to let you call it whatever you want to call it. But I am going to share these 5 things that really blessed me. Somebody just texted me. So I hope that means I left my phone on this time because last week someone was trying to help me and tell me that the video was jacked and I had my phone on do not disturb. And so I didn't know that while I talked for 30 minutes, I look like this. Okay. So number 1, 5 things that helped me this week. So 2 of the days this week, I was down for the count. sound, sensitivity to sound, to light. I just felt crappy. Migraine, headache would go from a 8, down to a 5, and then spike back to a 8 and pass it. It was just a really rough week, right? So I had a bad week, y'all. Some things happened that was not okay. It was not okay. So let me get into it. Let me get into it. Number 1, everybody is not you. I'm saying that to help y'all, but what I really mean is everybody is not me. Okay. This is not a put down. This is not making myself better than somebody. It is simply an awareness issue. Understanding that everybody is not you. People don't always do things the way you want them done, Delon. They don't always do what you think is logical, Delon. People do what they do. And my problem comes in not because people do what they do, even though I think that's the original problem, it's really not the real problem. The real problem is I expect them to be me. That's the real issue. Not that people don't always do things the way I say, hey, do this, do that, but because my expectations of them can be unfair, can be unreasonable, and can be reasonable, but still not good expectations. People are not always going to do things the way you want them done. And then you, me, we have to make a decision about how that thing is going to affect us. And then you have to be honest about how it affects you, right? Please let me know that you're still with me. Somebody holler in the chat. I know what you're saying. Help me out right there. But, and tell me that you can still hear me too, just in case anything is happening here. You have to be honest about how a thing affects you. It's cool sometimes to just, let things be. It's cool sometimes to let things ride, but it's unfair for you to expect people to, thank you, Myasia. It's unfair for you to expect people to know, sorry, Yibby, to know what you're thinking, to even know what you need. Sometimes people are dealing with their own whatever, and something that's logical to them, they didn't think of it the way you thought of it or whatever. But you have to be honest and say, you know what? I didn't like that. No, I'm not okay. No, that's not cool with me. Right? And why? Not to stir up conflict, not to be a jerk, but because that's how you're feeling, and you need to acknowledge how you feel. And then when you start to deal with your expectations, I wrote my own self a note. When I can understand my expectations, I can understand why I'm so irritated or why things are bugging me or whatever, right? So it's important to understand that I'm not saying you should lower your expectations. I'm not saying that either, that you should just say, well, people aren't me, so I'll just take what I get. No, I'm not saying that either. I'm just saying that an awareness of your expectations can cut down on frustration, irritation, and agitation. Number 2, though this, I got to read it the way I wrote it. The war is raging around me. I must not neglect to address the war going on in me. What am I talking about? The war between giving up or being healed, the war between fight or flight, the war between my flesh and my spirit, the war between my mind and my mouth. Yeah, anybody? Hi, Sharon. Anybody have any idea what I'm talking about? The war between your mind and your mouth. Your mind is saying to you, that's cool, or you need to chill, or that makes sense. But your mouth is saying, no, I got time today. Right? Your mind is saying, no, you're better than that. Your mind is saying you don't need to go there. But your mouth is already saying, go there. I am there. I woke up there. I'm Beyonce. I woke up like this. I woke up like this, right? So you see what I'm saying? So we understand that this world is going through some serious stuff. It seems like these last 2 years going on 3, God, history, man. And those things are important to pay attention to. They are things we should be vocal about. They are things we should definitely be praying about. They are things that we should not ignore because these things involve real people. However, or I won't say however, I'll say in addition to that, we should not neglect the war that we are dealing with within ourselves. Here's how I wrote it. And I wrote this to me. I wrote, you fight foreign battles, but neglect home soil. I'll give y'all a minute with that. I ain't trying to be deep. I'm just trying to just share what's going on. Delon fights foreign battles, but neglect home soil. What does that mean? That means I'm busy taking up for you. I'm busy looking out for her. I'm busy trying to run interference for this one, that one, and the other one. But home soil, let me, right here. My banner make it hard to see me patting on my chest right here. But home soil needs to be dealt with because there are some wars going on inside of us that if we would heal from the inside out, then our outside influences would have some influence on the war on the outside, the war between our brothers and sisters, the war between, whatever's going on around you, but heal on the inside. Okay, that was something I learned. And I wrote myself another note that says, this is not political, it's personal. This is not political, it's personal, right? This is not political. Maisha said, I felt that. Yeah, it's not political, it's personal. O'Hara said, that's powerful because I need to focus on the civil war. Yes, within me. Truth will cut you open. Listen, the civil war that's happening on the inside, right? I'm just trying to do better this week, y'all. It's been a rough week. I have not always liked me this week. Can I just be real honest and say that I haven't always been crazy about me this week? Although I've been true to how I feel about people, places, and things this week, right? But I have to understand that there's a war going on. Okay. Number 3. We're not going to be all day, y'all. Number 3. This right here, I can love God. I told y'all I'm not venting, I'm just sharing, but y'all call it what you want to. I can love God and still be tired of your foolishness. I can love him with my whole heart and be tired of foolishness. Yeah. I don't know if I even want to keep going on that. Y'all, somebody help me out. I mean, should I still even be reading this piece of paper? I don't even know. It's real talk. It's Freedom Friday. Did you know that some things can coexist? Did you know that open arms and boundaries can coexist? Because see, boundaries are about keeping me in, not keeping you out. I can extend love to you. I can extend so many things to you, but I can still have boundaries. And I put it like this. My love for God does not entitle you to my peace or my joy. I am allowed to set and keep my boundaries. My love for you does not allow you or entitle you to knock down my boundaries. It does not entitle you to steal my happiness, my peace, my joy. It does not entitle you to any of that. Yeah, these are just things I learned this week. That I can love people and still not feel it. I not feel it and it being foolishness, whatever, drama, whatever those things are. That's the lesson I'm learning. Boundaries. Listen, boundaries are important. And don't let people convince you that because you have boundaries, you're being stank or you're being shady, you're being some kind of way. No, understand that when war goes on, there are boundaries. Yeah, there's some areas that have to be drawn out. That's what people are fighting over, territories that have boundaries. because people want to bogart their way in and take over your territory. Listen, Tamara, boundaries are survival for me and them. Baby, let me tell you something. If you would allow me to adhere and respect my own boundaries, then I'm doing us both a favor. And I am doing myself and you a disservice when I disrespect my boundaries. Not when you disrespect them, but when I allow them to be disrespected because I agreed to your disrespect. Hey, Evangelist Couch, do you hear what I'm saying? Boundaries matter. It's not about hurting people, but you've just got to know your ground. You got to cover the ground you stand on. And some days I'm stank. Some days I don't feel like it. So you know what happens on those days? I don't answer my phone. I don't. Y'all hear me? I don't go nowhere. If I am in conversation, I'm as quiet because I recognize, let me go back to number 2, that there's a war going on in me. And when there's a war going on in me, then I will cause people to bleed that did not cut me. So then I have to respect my boundaries so that I protect everybody. All right, let's keep going. Let me give you the 4th thing that I learned this week. Anybody, I don't even know what to ask y'all. Let me keep going. I had a week. I'm just being honest. And they say the first step to getting help is admitting you have a problem. This week has been a problem in some ways. Not always, and I'm not dwelling on the negative. I'm dealing with the negative, and there's a difference. My Jackie in Texas, Jackie always says, I'm not complaining, I'm just explaining. Okay? Thank you, sister friend. Let me get to number 4 here. Lessons don't stop just because the scenery or classroom has changed. Lessons don't stop. Thank you, Mara. Just because the scenery or the classroom has changed. What am I talking about? We seem to think that there are certain places that are designed for lessons. And that's because we have grown up going to school. But did you know that school can happen on a bus stop? School can happen in the doctor's office. School can happen sitting next to somebody in church. School can happen in your bedroom. School can happen in your shower. School can happen in your bathroom. You just have to be ready to learn. It doesn't matter if the scenery changes. Lessons don't stop just because the scenery changed. You've got to not be so attached to the scene that you miss the lesson. You've got to not be so focused on the scene. I'm still talking about me. I'm using words like you because I want y'all to feel included, but I'm really talking about me. Good morning, outstanding mom. I'm just saying that there's a place where you can learn. Well, let me say it like this. It doesn't matter where I'm at. I can learn something, period. But then I wrote myself another note that says, I can make a decision to complain and spread gloom, or I can read the board and bloom. It's up to me. What am I saying? I'm saying that rain has the capacity, the ability, the inherent quality to produce gloom or bloom. But it's up to you which one it is. Now, you can see it raining outside and you can complain because all it does is rain. Man, and I'm stuck in this house and I'm sick of this rain and all of this kind of stuff. Or you can say, man, it's raining. But rain causes growth. And if I sit here and I pay attention, I might be growing. Something might be sprouting on the inside. I have an option. And yeah, that's going to be one of my topics. I wrote it down, y'all. It's on my piece of paper here on my desk. And it simply says, I got options. Yeah, we're going to cover that one. But I have to understand that lessons don't stop because the scenery changes, because the classroom, the green board is now a white board. That doesn't change the fact that there's a lesson if I want it. And even laying down and being sick, I can learn some things from myself. I can learn some things about myself. I can learn some things about the people around me. I can learn some things about God. There is a possibility, an opportunity to learn. Livy, I've always loved rain, the ability to cleanse and cause new growth. You know, this is still available, y'all. Let me break here for a little commercial break. When God allows the rain, how to embrace the pain and celebrate his purpose. Yeah, I hadn't planned on the plug, but thanks, Yibby. Absolutely. Rain has many functions, functions, but you have to decide if you are going to be on the gloom or the bloom side of your rain. And some days you might pick gloom, and that's cool. Sit in the mud puddle as long as you want to, but at some point you're going to need to get up. And if you don't learn anything else, you'll find out that mud is itchy. It'll get all inside your clothes, and if it get in your clothes, you know what happens. It gets on your skin, it gets in you. And now you're walking around here gritty and grimy and dirty and nasty because you decided that you would fight the lesson, that you would fight the rain, and you would get stubborn and just sit in the mud puddle. And depending on where that mud puddle happens at, it stank too. Okay, I'll leave that alone. Let me get to number 5. Number 5 is one that's near and dear to my heart. Even at my lowest point, I still have hope. Yeah, you had to know that I wasn't going to go through this week feeling like I felt, dealing with the junk I'm dealing with, and let go of my hope. Absolutely not. Listen, once you decide to get up, the rain will cleanse you. Oh, yes, it will. But you see, the key word there is decision. You got to want it. You got to want it. And not all lessons are fun lessons. They're not all good lessons. Some of them are difficult and hard lessons, but they're worth it. They're worth it. I still have hope, whether I'm in bed hurting or at my desk crying. I still have hope. And I wrote this note to myself to circle back. Whenever things get rough, I wrote this note to myself. Don't forget to circle. I need to underline this on my own paper. Y'all forgive me. Let me just underline this right here. Where's my highlighters? This is how important this is, y'all. Okay. Yeah, I got some more. Where's my yellow? There it is. Listen. Don't forget to circle back. What am I talking about? Even when things are bad, circle back to your hope. Circle back to what God says about this situation. Circle back to what the scripture told you. Circle back to your prayers. Circle back to your worship. Circle back to your praise. Circle back. Don't forget to circle back, because wherever you are right now, you didn't start there. So circle back. Go back to when it was better. Go back to when you understood it better. Go back to when you didn't have a problem checking yourself first. Circle back to your hope. Circle back to your strength. Circle back. I wrote myself this note. When I circle back to God, I realize I still believe God. Every day isn't sunshine, but every day isn't rain. So I circle back. And on all those days, whether it's raining or the sun is shining, I still have hope. I still have God. I can circle back. I don't know if you've had a great week. I hope that you have. I don't know if there's been some bumps along the way. Maybe there has been, but listen, circle back. Circle back to your hope. Don't let go of your hopes and dreams. Don't let people, places, and things rob you. And don't you be the main stick-up guy. Yeah. Don't be the main stick-up guy. Don't rob yourself. Circle back to what you know that's right. Circle back to what's good. Circle back to what's helpful, what's hopeful. And you know I can't go, y'all, without a couple scriptures. So can I drop my 2 scriptures on you? 1 Peter 5:7 says, casting all your care upon him, for he careth for you. Go back and read those first 6 verses. It's going to show you something. It's going to give you some hope, but understand that God cares for you. God cares for you. And then Matthew 11:28 says, come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden. It doesn't have to be a physical sickness. It could be emotional. It could be your mental wellness. You're just trying to figure some things out. But listen, God is there for you. He said that if you would come to him, he'll give you rest. Some days that's all you need is a minute to rest, and God will give you rest. I hope you have enjoyed today. I have to be honest, I'm still not feeling my very best, but I still believe God. And I didn't want to skip today because I don't know. Maybe something I said might have helped somebody. I'm not really sure, but I hope it did. It was my intent. So just know that. I hope that you are ready for an awesome weekend. Do me a solid. Don't forget to share. I hope this one will get shared. I know it was tough last week because you couldn't see, but share this video, help somebody, let them know that it's gloom or bloom, and they get to pick. Encourage them. You just need to know sometimes that you're not the only one going through. Sometimes we think that it's just us, but we need to know that everybody has a day. Everybody goes through it. We may be smiling and hugging each other, but it doesn't mean that we don't have cracks and crevices and broken places and shards of glass sticking out and thumbtacks and all this other stuff. So encourage somebody by sharing this video. Check me out at She Victory. I do have books available. Currently, I have just about everything I've ever written. I have copies available. See, I'm not okay. It's all good. I love y'all. Have an amazing weekend. I think this weekend I'm going to do a giveaway. Yeah, I am. Stay tuned and look out for it. You never know. You might be the next winner. I love you guys. Holla at your girl. I'm out.